Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today it's snowing both in real life and on the map Arena as Sitaux, playing as the Red Britons, prepares to take on FreakinAndy, who I'm just going to call Andy, playing as the Green Italians. Now, while the players herd their herdables explore their enclosed off bases and try to go up to feudal and castle as fast as possible, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Britons are a civ built around supporting their ranged units. Their archery ranges work 20% faster. Their foot archers, except for skirmishers, come with extra range starting in castle. And if that's not enough range, all of their foot archers can be upgraded even more to get more range. Now, all this extra range is great news for the unique unit of the Britons. I am, of course, talking about the longbow, a pretty decent foot archer that comes with a massive 12 range when fully upgraded. Now, Briton Trebs are also some of the most powerful and dangerous in the game because they can be upgraded to do blast damage and have 100% accuracy against stationary targets like castles, town centers, and anything else that doesn't move. Now, in order to support their military production, Briton town centers cost 50% less wood, and Briton shepherds work 25% faster. These guys hacking and hewing at this poor, adorable, Instagrammable sheep. Now, opposing our Red Briton, we have FreakinAndy playing as the Green Italians, a cost-cutting civilization. Their university techs are cheaper. Advancing to the next age is cheaper. Gunpowder units are cheaper, and both trade carts and trade cogs can be upgraded to cost only half the price. Now, using all of these saved resources, the Italians can actually field two unique units. The first is the Genoese crossbowman, a pretty decent foot archer with a good attack bonus against cavalry, and the second is the Condottiero, a quick-moving, tanky infantry unit with not only a massive attack bonus against gunpowder units, but also added bonus armor against gunpowder units. Now, to make these units even tankier on the field of battle, all Italian foot archers except for skirmishers and their condottieri can be upgraded to get even more extra armor. And starting in Imperial Age, you can start building your condottieri out of your barracks. So we have a very interesting matchup between the Britons, the classic OG archer civilization, and the cost-cutting Italians that can actually field some pretty cool ranged units of their own. We'll see how the players decide to play their respective civs. For now, we've got a bit of a battle between the scout cavalries of the two units seeming to attack each other at the exact same time. Sitaux turns around, turns tail, and goes back to the safety of his base. FreakinAndy left to circle and ponder his life, his existence, as he tries to get in, tries to scout Sitaux's base. Let's see exactly what our green player has seen. Just the perimeter of the red base so far. Our red player completely in the dark, although finally managing to sneak out while he sees his opponent on the eastern portion of the map. Sneaks out to the south, right past this adorable snow leopard with his big, bushy, long, very long tail. Are there tails that long in real life? I don't know. I will Google image search once this game is over. For now, both players sitting on 17 villager. Neither player quite ready just yet to go up to feudal. In Arena, I'll see if this game follows what I call the 3 stages of the enclosed map. The first stage, everyone rushes up to Castle Age. Stage 2, once you hit castle, you start producing monasteries, monks, and supporting units like spearmen or light cavalry or even scout cavalry if you don't want to upgrade. And that stage is all about these guys, these adorable yellow cute star relics. Everyone tries to collect as many relics as possible. There are, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them out on the map. FreakinAndy sitting in a little bit of a better position, having not only 2, the one here to the north, the one here to the center, but actually 3 relics very close to the proximity of his base. Sitaux having only 1, with a second very far away for both players, with a snow leopard defending against any kind of attempt by Sitaux to try to get that 1 relic. Let's see what Sitaux has actually seen. Okay, so he's seen 1, 2, 3 relics, has not yet scouted the ones to the east of his base, although it looks like his scout will come into contact with this relic in 3, 2, 1 any second now. There it is. FreakinAndy, where are you? Where is your scout? You are hurting the ibexes. How many relics have you seen? 1, 2, 3 only. So Sitaux out on the map for now, getting much more vision. And so once the relics are all gathered, or the majority of them are gathered, phase 2 of the game ends. And then phase 3 begins, where the players build as much military as possible and try to beat the ever-living shit out of each other, which I'm assuming is your favorite part of the game. It's definitely my favorite part of the game. For now, though, this adorable sheep having a brief respite from being hacked to death because the villagers are busy killing that ibex and harvesting its meat. Both players up to feudal, although FreakinAndy with a slight advantage. And as you can see, as opposed to the standard 20 or so villagers, approximately 20. Sometimes you see 18, sometimes you see 21, but on the whole, roughly 20 villagers is where these pro players with these kinds of Elos like to go up to feudal for most civs. Some civs, they adjust their strategy based on the early game advantages and disadvantages, but you'll see on enclosed maps like Arena, like Fortress, they do go up on the back of more villagers just because it does allow them to gather more resource. Take a look at FreakinAndy. He is 100 food away from going up to castle. Sitaux should have enough gold so that in 16 seconds, once he hits feudal, he will be able to immediately go up to castle. Once he builds the requisite 2 structures, we'll see what he decides to build: a market, a stable going down for our Italian, our Briton choosing to plop down a stable, and a blacksmith. So the second these 2 structures finish, he will rush to castle. FreakinAndy already on the way because he did get up to feudal first and was able to build his 2 structures. So I'm both glad and not glad to see that we're following the standard meta of the enclosed map. You know, it's always fun to see something a little different, but it's always fun to see players with 2659 elo and 2597 elo battle each other over relics. There's usually, like I said earlier, a few spearmen now thrown into the meta. It's not just light cavalry and scout cavalry that make an appearance, and we'll see what the players decide to do. FreakinAndy going up to his 2nd scout cavalry does have that 1 spearman out on the map. Sitaux, what are you building? A 2nd scout cavalry. And like I said, even though it is a standard meta play, it's always fun to watch these guys just battle it over these relics, because you see a lot of monk snipes, you see a lot of fun micro from the players. You have to be paying very close attention. You do little cute shit like this, where FreakinAndy puts 1 spearman on the only gate on the eastern portion of Sitaux's base. So if Sitaux tries to move out, Andy will see it immediately. The only thing I'll say to this is Andy is very close, so Sitaux sees exactly what he's up to. And Andy putting on a lot more pressure. Be very careful. Don't go in there. Okay, very good, very good. You do not want to go into your opponent's base with very weak units like Scout Cavalry, because they will get taken out. And the vision... Oh, we've got a bit of a flare war here, a ping war. 3 Sitaux pings going down. FreakinAndy, for some bizarre reason, is pinging this location. Maybe trying to lie and deceive his opponent. A lot of informational asymmetry. This spearman does take out a scout cavalry, but pays the price with his life. And for now, supply very similar. We've got 27 villagers for both players. Both players are in Castle Age. Light cavalry being researched for our Briton player. Let's see what our Italian already has. Light cavalry going up to 5 out on the map, but I don't see any monks yet emerging from these bases, although right as I say that, we've got an Italian monk stepping out, going for the easy pickings here. The first one, the mind games are always fun in these situations. You see green is out on the map, putting the pressure on red, trying to make sure that red doesn't have a moment's notice, a moment's peace to send out his scout cavalry, his light cavalry out on the map, but does have to retreat. Hello. And now this monk might be in trouble here. Okay, a second monk coming in. He's going to shoo away with an attempted convert. He knows he's not going to get that convert, but he knows that convert is enough to shoo away that light cav. The last thing you want to do is start losing light cavs to converts. No red monks out on the map just yet, although again, right as I say that, red monk comes out. Second town center going up for our Briton. Third town center going up. Love the location near the stone, near the gold. A second town center going down for our Italian. Less of a fan of this location. I think maybe the gold would be more important. Maybe a town center here, although has built a mining camp, so does not want to oversaturate that one little area. And again, green is shooing away red, but has to be careful. Red is coming back at him with a vengeance. Military population 10-4 in favor of our Briton. So he's going to be able to swamp and swarm over his opponent. Although it was supply block there for a second at 45. Does build a few houses. And alleviates that supply block, that housing. The housing crisis in Britain has been alleviated. A third town center going down. Not a terrible location here. Gets access to a lot of lumber. Good amount of space here once he clears out some of these pine trees to expand into farms. For now, one relic apiece. A second monk being built, or rather a third for our Red Briton, who is now the one out on the map posturing. Okay, I like this move by Citeaux. Take the relic that's right next to your opponent's base. Take it right out from underneath his nose. And he sees it, does Andy, so he knows he's in trouble. He's got to get this other relic. He has seen the last two relics, so he knows where they are. But in come 4 of his own light cavalry. Let's see if they're bold enough, if they've got balls big enough to try to sacrifice themselves to get this monk. For now, they are circling the perimeter. Citeaux doing an amazing job zoning out these few light cav. Oh, but they're sneaking in. They're sneaking in. They're going to get the... Oh, they're definitely going to get the monk. Look at this attack bonus against the monk. Plus 10 attack bonus against the unit that only has 30 HP. These are not Aztec monks. These are just basic bitch Italian/Briton monks. And for all the good that it did him, another monk did come out and take that relic. So our Briton in the lead 2-1, although now there's another relic making its way back to Italia, to the Italian settlement. And who will take this 5th relic? For now, a 4th town center going up for our Briton. Remember, they do get a nice discount on these town centers. And Red must have seen that this white dot disappeared off the map, right? So he knows that relic is on the move. And he does have the numbers advantage here. He's again supply blocked or housed. Guys, I'm going to use that those terms interchangeably. I know some of you like housed. I'm just used to supply blocked, but I am doing my best. We'll get 2 more monks, maybe 3. Incredible catch here for Andy. 3 monks for the cost of 1 cheap 80 food light cav is an amazing trade you want to take every day. For some reason, these light cav let the monks circle around them. I don't know what they're doing. They fell asleep at the wheel, but in comes another monk. And let's see who gets this last relic. For now, we're going to be sitting on 2-2. Once this slow 0.7 movement speed monks does make it home. A random lumberjack on the map. He is going to learn the hard way that you cannot be that cocky with Briton cavalry circling the countryside. 3 monks for our Italian, 2 monks for our Briton, who is now getting husbandry. So his cavalry are going to move a little bit faster, 1.65 than the Italian, which did he get husbandry as well? No, 1.5 for our Italian. And who will get this last relic? It is incredibly close to Andy's base, but a knight will appear and shoo away these light cav. Okay, he has his monk here, and this dot is what, a light cav? Okay, I don't think he needs to really retreat with this monk. He is running away very badly. Let's see if who wins here, the monks or, oh my god, light cav are just so incredibly predatory. Does lose him to a convert though. So 100 gold for 80 food. Not a good trade here at all. But in comes Citeaux again, and now finally bringing some reinforcements. Few more red dots streaming across the map, but the monk very careful, very cautious. Does not want to approach for some reason. I mean, take a look. Citeaux doesn't see the relic right in his immediate vision, but if Red were to take this relic with his monk, this would disappear off of his mini-map, so he would know immediately, and his light cav would pounce. For now, though, I think Red could take this fight. He's got a good, significant amount of army here. The presence of the knight does complicate the mathematics here, but in terms of just sheer numbers and having his own spearman... Okay, did Red wait a little bit too long? For now, a green monk. Oh, he's going to get sniped. Oh, that's so sour. 2 little love taps from the light cav, and that monk dies. Oh, this is what I was talking about. You love to see the standard meta, even though it is a standard meta. Castle going up very defensively for Citeaux. Okay. It is a standard meta, and, you know, the word standard might come off as bad, but it's so much fun to watch players like this just try to outmaneuver each other. What the hell? Where are you going? What is this? Migration of 15 villagers. I mean, he's got 740 stone, so I guess we know exactly what he's about to do. A doubt castle being placed in the front of Citeaux's base by Andy. And I hope this means we're going to get to see a nice amount of pressure. Oh no, Red is inside Green's base though. Red is inside. The call is coming from inside the house. The question is, what the hell can he do with 8 light cav and a spearman? Where is the relic? Is it being taken home? Oh, the Briton managed to get the relic, distracting his opponent, sacrificing these light cav so that his opponent is distracted. The monk going north, you know why? Because this spearman is waiting for this monk to the west. Needs to be very careful here. Needs to skirt the very outer perimeter of the castle's firing range. These 2 castles setting up neighbors, attacking each other. These green villagers now don't know what the hell to do. They need to start tiefing the stone immediately. And that's exactly what they do, but oh god, 15 villagers on 2 tiles of stone. Actually, if he builds another mining camp right here, he should be a pretty decent stone gathering. It should disappear quite quickly. Red has to get the hell out of this base, though. I mean, this is a sacrifice that he made to get that relic, I think. But now that he has the relic, he needs to try to save these units, or at least do as much damage as possible. Attacking a university, not exactly what you want to do with those. Okay, crossbow, take a look at this bonus, attack bonus against cavalry. +5, +4. I don't think we're obviously not going to see camels out of the Britons, but +5 attack bonus against these light cav makes these Genoese crossbowmen with their giant Pavice shield incredibly dangerous. And now freaking Andy hitting Imperial Age, getting ballistics, getting chemistry. First Treb is out, but oh my goodness, that's a lot of petards. And on top of the petards, 2 battering rams, a 3rd petard, or rather a 6th or 7th petard. Oh, and what a beautiful play here by Citeaux. Still just hitting Imperial. Manages to take down this Italian castle, but these villagers and these skirmishers not yet elite. Take a look at the diverse army that our Italian player is pumping out. We've got 5 skirmishers, 4 spearmen, 3 Genoese crossbows, 2 light cav, 2 knights, 2 monks, 2 trebs, and a bombard cannon on the way. Our Briton player sticking on literally almost nothing. We've got 4 skirmishers on the way. Does lose his castle. That is sour. 2 battering rams here should get taken out by these green melee units, including the villagers. Did he delete his own units? I feel like he deleted his own units here. Are there monks here to pressure this? Yeah, it looks like there's 1 monk. So decides to delete. It looks like he deleted his own units. All of a sudden, all the red dots disappear. I don't see any attacking units there. So another castle going down for our green Italian. He is making himself comfortable in the center of the map. Take a look at the, I'm going to zoom out. Apologies to anyone on a smaller screen. Rush distance between the 2 bases quite small. Lots of flat ground. You know, arena, you generally do not see any kind of elevation. Not that either player here is a civ like the Tatars, but still, this castle built immediately comes under attack by this Treb. What happened to his other Treb? I guess the Rams managed to get it. But our Briton player expanding. I love this. Let's take a look at his production facility. 6 archery ranges. 1 barracks. Okay, I would love to see that number double to maybe 10 to 12. Where are you going with your skirmishers? Nowhere good. 2 of them, 3, 4 of them die for no real reason whatsoever. And now our Italian player with bombard cannons, with trebuchets. What is he building? We've got 4 archery ranges, 4 barracks, plus whatever he has inside his own base. Am I seeing 2 universities? Okay. I guess that was part of the plan to block those light cav from entering his base. Red, what is he getting? Warwolf. Okay, awesome. So these trebs, take a look at this. Number 1, they do not miss against stationary targets. Okay, they obviously missed again. Oh, and they did blast damage here, it looked like, to the bombard. 2 bombard cannons dying for absolutely nothing. Oh, looked like it was about to shoot, but then decided against it. We're going to see Cavaliers scale barding armor coming out of our Briton player, so he's looking to break this contain. I would call this a pretty soft contain. No, it's from one direction only. But take a look with Warwolf. These trebs are just absolutely bonkers. They do not miss against stationary targets. Look at that. In comes again. And down goes the treb. Not a single miss by this treb. And now we've got a shit ton of these elite skirmishers. 32, 34 in total for our Briton, whose army supply now doubles that of his opponent, although villager count here dangerously identical at 137 to 126. That's basically 10 villagers. He's got to get rid of this castle if he wants to mine this gold. That's a terrible idea. Maybe better to send his villagers down south to mine the gold here. Taking this stone, not a bad idea, but only 3 villagers for now. More stables going up for our Briton, who, remember, did upgrade his knights to cavaliers. Sorry about that, everyone. I think the audio cut out for a second. For now, we've got a skirmisher war here in the center of the map. Italian skirmishers with what? Plus, oh, nice. +4, +2 upgrades against +4, +3, rather, +1 for our Briton. I like the aggression here by FreakinAndy, but he would do well to explore, I think, the extremities of his opponent's base. You do not want to get caught off guard while you are tunnel visioned at the front. He has not seen these stables at all. He has not seen this juicy exposed stone pile that's being mined. If he did, he might actually want to attack it. Condottiero fighting cavaliers with castle and skirmisher support. Have to back away. The numbers are not there for our red Briton, who now is desperately trying to break the contain. Oh, you gotta move. If you don't move, that Warwolf upgrade will kill you. Every single shot is 100% accurate against stationary targets. That is just such an incredibly powerful. Imagine you can combine that with the Timorid Siegecraft and get that extra range, plus the I'd never remember the name of the upgrade for the Japanese with the packing and the unpacking and the firing faster. My god, with those trebs. Living in a fantasy world a little bit, but imagine those trebs with all 3 of those upgrades. Okay, Condottieri trying to disrupt this attempted breakout by Citeaux. Military counts here not high for either player. 40 for Citeaux, 29 for our green Italian FreakinAndy, who is desperately trying to not lose his center position here. Units dying left, right, and center. Kill counts at 100 for both, approximately. 5 villagers building a house. Okay. You know that's basically make work. He is already at 200 population space. He does not need those houses. Plopping down a town center with how many villagers? Unclear, but what is clear is that Andy feels confident enough that he is controlling the pace of the game. He is controlling the excuse me, location of all the battles enough that he can plop down a nice farming community here, completely undefended base. Who will protect these villagers against this long-tailed snow leopard? Only 4 villagers fixing this castle. 600 stone for our green Italian. And now, though, we've got Briton Arbalests with their 10 range. That is just absolutely ridiculous. And it looks like Sitaux has managed to stymie his opponent's attack again. You have to move. You have to move. The dip, duck, dodge, dive, and dodge with these bombard cannons. Okay, does get a convert on a Cavalier. But this bombard cannon should die. There's no way it's going to survive long enough after all those Cavaliers are after it. Our green Italian opting to go 3 bombard cannons as opposed to any kind of trebuchets. We'll see if that proves the right move here. Villagers moving forward. What are they doing? Where are you going? You are not population capped. You are not at 200 population. Sitaux, you should not be throwing away villagers. Go back, repair your trebs. Let's take a look at the Condottieri stats. We've got 4 pierce armor, attack on a 12. No discernible attack bonus against what our red Briton player has here. Okay, he is getting iron casting, siege engineers, but take a look. Green with complete freedom is mining the shit out of the map. He's gonna get the gold, he's gonna get the stone, he's getting the gold down here. Even if Sitaux breaks this, his resources are basically gone. This is his last, I believe, gold mining. Yeah, with the exception of this one pile that has 630 gold. Okay, 630 gold for an archer civ is not terrible, actually. And let's see what he can do here, moving out with his insanely ranged arbalests, but does retreat, sees a bunch of elite skirmishers, sees the bombard cannons. He needs something to tank against these elite skirmishers. You can't start trading out skirmishers for arbalests. Okay, does lose 2 cavaliers, but does pick off this second bombard cannon as well, but 2 more sharks circling the periphery. And now FreakinAndy taking a strong military lead. But why are you in move command? Oh, what a horrible, horrible move here by Sitaux. Loses 6 or 7 of his arbalests for literally nothing. Our Italian tanking for his elite skirmishers with Condottieri. Again, though, you've got to move your bombard cannon. If you see that your opponent, as the Britons, is hitting 100% of these stationary targets. Oh my god, look at that freaking blast radius damage. Oh, these elite skirmishers. I don't know who's trading out better here. Both players were at 100 kills. Now both players are about 200 kills. We are trading arbalests and cavaliers for elite skirmishers, Condottieri, and bombard cannons. I leave it up to smarter people to decide whether one player here is winning over the others. For now, we're at an incredibly tough stalemate. And the last treb of our red Briton has gone down. 2 more, though, on the production tab. Rather, 1 more. He canceled the second one. Instead, I guess, going for the conscription upgrade. But take a look at the mini-map. Again, green is just everywhere. Supply capped at 200. Sitaux not far behind. Okay, getting blast furnace. Long-ass upgrade to get for both players. 60, or rather 100 in-game seconds. A minute and 40 seconds to get that upgrade. And now the Condottieri finally discover these stables. But is it too little too late? This is a lot of cavaliers. 17 cavaliers with a shit ton of range units behind them. 33 elite skirmishers, 14 arbalests. Military supply heavily in favor of our Briton. These Condottieri are completely out of position. A random treb just hanging out while the armies duke it out. Again, in the center of the map, the cavaliers bust their way out. And now it looks like Sitaux, with 74, double the military supply of his opponent, has finally, at the 49-45 second minute mark of the game, busted out of this Italian contain. The siege has been lifted, has been broken, whatever the terminology is. But now we've got Italian hussars on the field. 44 villagers on food for FreakinAndy. He needs to get those numbers up. What he's getting, Pavis again, I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but these condottieri and his foot archers, except for the skirmishers, remember, are now going to have a little bit of extra armor. I believe it's +1/+1. Let's take a look. Yeah, +1/+1. I believe Pavi's are those big shields. Oh, the castle going down for our Italian. That is bad news bears for him. And now he is being swamped by these Briton arranged units and cavaliers. Great break of the contain here for Sitaux, although he's not getting very far, is he? He is not getting very far. These units are not exactly building demolishing units. A handful of cavaliers and a bunch of ranged units are not going to take down these archery rangers, these stables, these barracks. What might is 2 trebs, but you're going to have to unpack one of them for it to start firing. Has our green Italian, though, taken too many resources? Has he expanded too far out all over the map? Anytime our Briton moves in any direction, for now he's moving south. The production facilities are in the north. They are in the south. Anywhere he goes, he is running into a shit ton of buildings that need to be taken down, need to be demolished. And while he does that, his opponent is managing to turn back the tide, although now sitting on almost 4 times, or a second ago was almost 4 times the military supply for our Briton player. I love 120 villagers. I think that is a perfect count for the army he's building. Would love to see some of these 47 elite skirmishers replaced with arbalests. He does not have the gold, but he's got a shit ton of food and wood that he could sell. And now he's sticking himself out into the middle of the map. But again, oh god, where are these trebs? Where the hell were they going? Again, no real building demolishing units. I don't know why he packed up these trebs and didn't just let them shell away at these various production buildings of green. I guess he wants to attack into the heartland of green's territory, this juicy base where his light cav were stuck a second ago. He has seen none of these structures that have been built here. He's seen the castles, he's seen the farms, he's seen the mining camps, but he has not seen any of the military buildings. Even more going down. He wants to swarm and swamp his opponent with condottieri, if I had to guess, given the fact that he's building barracks. Okay, 75 villagers on food for our green Italian, 61 for our red Briton. Although remember, I'm worrying here for our Briton player. Remember, the Britons don't get hussars. And this army, like I'm saying, they lack an oomph, right? They lack that really strong, powerful demolition ability. 1 cavalier with 3 HP. These villagers do not need to run away. Turn around and fight the cavalier. You can kill him. This army lacks a significant amount of, let's say, firepower. And now, oh god, he's still got the numbers advantage, but skirmishers against hussars, we know how this ends. Oh no, red's attack is stalling here. Light cav are not going to save the day for him, especially against hussars. Oh lordy, 95 HP on these hussars compared to the 60. That's literally what, 50-60% more HP. Although if he stops them like this in a big old traffic jam, and he's throwing in Genoese crossbows, so these light cav from our Briton player will melt. And his his attempt to break the contain has stalled completely. I love the building of infrastructure and production facilities behind this. But take a look at his resources. He's down to 8,800 food. Getting squires. Okay, is he making an infantry transition? Okay, he's getting a bunch of pikemen, I guess. But these pikemen are going to melt to these elite skirmishers. And quite frankly, the hussars as well. Okay, some of these hussars are not doing anything, so red might actually be able to stand tall here. Loses his second last treb. Oh yeah, this is very unfortunate here for Sitaux. If only I don't know why he unpacked his trebs when they were shelling away at this infrastructure. Had he gotten rid of this infrastructure, he maybe could have set up shop here, maybe could have taken this. Okay, only 92 stone, not a lot. But he did end up losing his trebs. He just, again, his army was strong enough to break the green Italian contain, but it was not strong enough to end the game. It was basically, think of it like a feudal age army. What was it? A bunch of elite skirmishers, 10 or so cavaliers, which died. And in the meantime, I'm going to zoom out. Again, apologies to anyone on a smaller screen. Take a look at the minimap. Is there any part of this map, with the exception of the area immediately adjacent to Red's base, that is not covered by some kind of green infrastructure? That is not covered by green villagers, by green castles, stables, archery ranges, barracks, town centers? He has just exploded out onto the map. 15 barracks, 10 stables, 7 archery ranges for our green Italian, who is sitting on a good amount of villagers. 132 gives him about 70 population room for military. And take a look at his production. 22 elite skirmishers in the production tab will take that up to 61. And then from there on, it's Hussar Town, because he is going to start flooding his opponent. And these Hussars attack on an 11. They can surround these structures all day long, take them down relatively quickly. Condottieri as well can help with that. Although for now, he's only sitting on 1. Take a look at this big-ass sword that the Condottieri... It must be a long sword. Oh, looks like there's a bit of a green screen issue here. The Condottiero attacking on a 14. Not a bad unit at all. 2 Genoese crossbows are going to help take care of any kind of cavalry that our Briton player can put forward on the field of battle. Remember, again, +5 attack bonus against cavalry. So a 15 attack against... And now, I was trying to find one of his light cavs. He doesn't have any left. Where is this one Treb? Okay, this one Treb. Yeah, Citeaux, again, building an army just strong enough to break the contain, but my God, it did not have the game-ending, building, demolishing power that it needed in order to run over and swarm his opponent. FreakinAndy was down significantly in military supply, but my God, did he invest in infrastructure, and because of that, he's able to return to his former contain. Turns the tide. Let's take a look at the kill count. Identical at 427. That's hilarious. Although our Italian player getting 50 more villager kills, what that means is that our Briton actually killing more military in this game. 228 elite skirmishers to 183. What the hell is this? Peak APM 320. FreakinAndy playing a completely different game. Citeaux playing a bit of a more relaxed, casual game, I guess, at 136 APM. That's still ridiculously high. I saw recently, I think it was on Reddit, there was a player who is trying to reach 2,000 by having 20 APM or less, which is hilarious. I love that. Always love to see crazy shit like that. Resources surprisingly identical. Gold surprisingly identical. Basically, if you take out the extra 1,000 relic gold, I am shocked that the gold count is identical, although stone count is a little bit higher. Citeaux, where the hell did he get all that gold? I mean, our green Italian took the gold to the south. He took the gold in the center. He's taking the gold here. I guess Citeaux managed to mine out... yeah, about 2,000 gold from here. Okay. I was not expecting that. I was really not expecting their gold count to be identical when you take out the relic gold. It's basically identical. Stone count, very similar. Food count, almost identical. Wood count going very much in favor of our Briton. Yeah. I am surprised by that. I'm not going to lie. Our green Italian expanding into the rear of his base. Take a look at all these lumber camps. The pros love to leave them. I like to see them deleted just because, you know, they don't really serve a purpose anymore, but who cares? More of an aesthetic issue than anything else. FreakinAndy, for the last 30 or so minutes, has just been pushing up the center, contained his opponent, non-stop aggression, even when he was pushed back by Citeaux's mixed army of cavaliers, arbalests, and elite skirmishers, managed to have enough wherewithal, enough APM and skill to build as much infrastructure as possible so that at a moment's notice, with 73 villagers on food, immediately could turn the tide. Immediately. So this is a clinic here by FreakinAndy on how you should prepare your production. First of all, decentralize. He's got some in the north, he's got some in the center, he's got some to the east and the west rather. There is production facilities everywhere. And rest assured, if the game had gone on, this area here, this prime real estate, would have also eventually been filled with green production facilities. Sitaux trying to do the same thing, but unfortunately for him, his army just lacked that oomph, that, killer ability. After he lost all his cavaliers, I think would have done well to replace them, but instead he chose to go elite skirmishers, arbalests, and pike. Gold starting to run out for him. Take a look at FreakinAndy, 2,300 gold still left. So overall, Andy putting on a clinic here on how to use the cost-cutting nature of the Italians to just build as much as freaking possible. And FreakinAndy takes the big W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.